Hi, here's a quick YouTube video about whether Hamlet's madness and Hamlet is real or feigned. So there are two cases. One is that, well, actually there are three cases. One is that he was insane the whole time. Two is um Two is that he is sane and he's just putting on a ruse to like trick everyone. And three is that he slowly goes insane over the course of the play. So first, let's start with the case for pretend madness. From the very beginning, Hamlet hints that his strange behavior might be an act. In Act 1, Scene 5, after meeting his father's ghost, Hamlet tells Marcellus and Horatio, "How strange or odd summer bear myself, I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on." So what this means is that he might kind of like act crazy on purpose, which suggests that he's using madness as a disguise while investigating King Claudius on purpose. The second point that kind of proves that it's just an act is when speaking with people he trusts. Hamlet sounds sharp, logical, and even witty at times. But when Claudius, Polonius, or Rosencrantz, or Guildenstern are around, his language turn like his quotes and his language and the way that he speaks becomes very erratic and confusing, almost like he's performing for them or just putting on a kind of mask. And a couple of other people also noticed the method to his madness. Like Polinius says, "Though this be madness, yet there is method in it." Like method in the madness. I wonder if that's where that came from. So even like Hamlet's enemies suspect that there's intelligence behind his supposed insanity. So like they suspect that he's just putting on an act. But then again, you might like there's no way to prove that they're right, but also there isn't a way to prove that they aren't. So there's also a big strategic advantage to acting insane. By acting insane, Hamlet can he can probe and provoke people, and do basically whatever he wants without suspicion, because people are like, oh, he's insane, all right. And people also will underestimate him and reveal a lot of information and just dismiss his words as harmless rambling. It's like you would if you see some crackhead rambling about the end of the world, you don't really listen to them. But if you saw maybe a president saying, "Oh, we're going to end the world," then you're going to listen. It just based on how people see you, they act different ways. So even when Hamlet is actually making deadly serious points, a lot of people might just dismiss this as just rambling because of how they perceive him. But okay, so the second case is the case for real madness. Not everyone buys it. It's all an act, and some moments in the play hint that Hamlet is genuinely having a breakdown. So first of all, trauma and grief. Hamlet's father has been murdered. His mom remarried his uncle in less than 2 months, and his uncle killed his father, and he learns this through a ghost. There is yes, it's a play, but still it's a bit of a stretch, it's and the ghost told him to seek revenge, so that could definitely be interpreted as just Hamlet's subconscious being like, kill the guy who remarried your mother so quickly after your father died. But I don't think this is the case, just because of how Horatio and Marcellus and all those other guys saw the ghost. But that could be the case. They could all be going insane too. I mean, it's dark at night. You're probably tired. I don't know. But okay, so there's that. And second of all, there's a lot of Hamlet has a lot of uncontrolled emotions. In some scenes with Ophelia, Hamlet just feels really cruel, raw, and his cruelty is just very personal and excessive. If he's only pretending, why would he go so far when no one else is watching, especially if he loves Ophelia? The same can be said for his intense confrontation with Gertrude in her chambers, where his rage feels a bit uncontrolled and not not like him. Although this could just be like sexism or something, but I don't know. So there's also a lot of. Okay, so the third case is that some people argue that acting mad took a toll on him, and that Hamlet's continuous play acting, his continuous portrayal of a man that is insane, may have made him actually go insane. Um, so we can hear, so some of the things that mention this is that we can hear Hamlet wrestle with despair, frustration, and suicidal thoughts. For instance, to be or not to be, like, that's kind of, yeah, that's to be or not to be. That is the question. That's very dark. Like, should I live or should I die? That's the question. That's not something someone just says when they're just thinking about life happily. And to be fair, he was told by a ghost to take revenge on the guy that murdered his father. So I mean, I would have cracked too. Like, I feel like that's fair. So, but some of the times when he's saying this stuff, there's no one watching. So why would he be why would he sit, contemplate suicide and stuff when there's no one watching unless he actually feels that way? Like, this, and also suicide, like, that's very, very intense, you know? You're probably not thinking too straight. So, like, this suggests that, like, his mental state is, like, really, there's been a lot of strain. So, yeah, Shakespeare leaves it ambiguous. A lot of people have interpreted this in a lot of different ways. Personally, I, and especially because we don't know how Shakespeare originally directed it. And directors will do their own things. Directors and actors make their own choices. Like, just by using body language and stuff, they can either portray Hamlet as this clever investigator who's completely under control, a man slowly, like, unraveling, or a man that's, like, lost his marbles a long time ago and is just trying to get through the day and, like, figure out his dead father stuff. And that, I think that, personally, I think that Hamlet slowly goes insane. I think because at the beginning he does seem quite sharp, but it's when he starts to be like, he starts to tell Horatio and Marcellus that about him starting to put on a play that he really just starts to slip off the deep end for me. Like, that's so pretty early in. By the end of, I'd say, Act 3 for me, I think he's gone off the deep end. But this ambiguity is like it kind of mirrors real life. Like, mental states aren't always straightforward. You might look at someone and think, oh, they're just doing that for attention, and maybe they're actually struggling. You might think, oh, they're doing fine, they're just and maybe they're not. Or you might think, oh, they are not fine, and maybe they are. You have no idea what's going on in someone else's brain, and Shakespeare really shows that with this play. Hamlet's behavior can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, like from strategic to just straight up insane, or to a mix of both. And yeah, whether it's like real or just a ruse or like a blend of both, Hamlet's insanity drives the play's tension and tragedy and challenges the watchers, I guess, to question how we read people's behavior and how we know that we can be right. So, yeah, that's the end of my recap. What do you think? Is Hamlet insane, or is he just this calm, collected investigator that's making everyone think he's crazy, or did he start off as that investigator and then slowly just lose it? Personally, I think number 3 is what happened. But what do you think?